is going to let it do its thing.
This deck's pretty weak to Walking Ballista.
Yeah. So, over on the left, Gianna Duan on Bomberman. His teammates Ryder Winsett on Counters Company and Craig Lewis on Green-Red Ramp. None of these are decks we've seen yet today.
Yeah, a lot of diversity in all three formats, which is pretty awesome.
Zachary Koch, Death and Tax, has multiple Legacy Open top 8s. So no stranger to the format. His teammates Michael Kidd on Grixis Shadow and Drake Sasser, another mono red player. We're just seeing a lot of that.
Even with multiple Legacy Open top 8s, I would not be the least bit surprised if Zachary has never played this matchup.
Yeah. Turn 1, Gianna makes Monastery Mentor off Lotus Petal and Ancient Tomb. Plays Urza's Bauble, makes a Monk. All right.
He's going off.
All right, Urza's Bauble, and that's when you think, what? I don't know what's happening anymore. Yeah. Or maybe he does. If he does, good. I'm impressed.
He either knows exactly what's happening or has no idea.
Yeah, it's kind of like Modern. Your opponent's probably playing some Delirium deck, right? It's just
I can't imagine that he has an approximation of what's happening.
Turn 1, Aether Vial for Zachary. So, Gianna will look at a random card in Zachary's hand.
What an ability.
Yep, random roll a die. I get to, I kind of look, it's like Gataxian Probe, but really bad. Ooh, you have a Horizon Canopy. No, he needs to shuffle them now. Because if he doesn't shuffle them, how do you know if it's the same Horizon Canopy or a second one? True thing.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Just really interesting mechanics to go through the shuffling to find out which card you get to look at it exactly, and do nothing else with.
Is it Horizon Canopy again? Oh, okay.
Oh, and what was actually happening? Gianna doesn't want Zachary to know which card he looked at.
And so the judge ruled because he revealed the first one, that was an improperly resolved trigger. Yeah, because you don't get to know which card they saw. Oh, that's so good.
For whatever small marginal amount of value that's worth.
And here are the drawing cards at the beginning of the next upkeep.
A lot of triggers to remember with this deck.
Here's a swing for 4. Didn't prowess them. City of Traders. Walking Ballista for 2.
Sure. This is pretty good against Death and Taxes.
Do you think, Zachary, if you're playing against this and your opponent was doing this, have you put the pieces together and said, this is a Bomberman deck?
I don't know if I have established that Salvagers is available.
That's a hard read to make it.
I've never seen this build of this deck. I knew what most of these cards did. This is the first time I've seen them in action in conjunction.
There's 4 Dark Confidants in this list.
I know that one.
There we go. I got that one.
All right.
For Koch, he's going to make another Plains. Just takes up the Aether Vial. Says go. Lotus Petal. Ooh, good one.
All right. That makes for some big attacks.
Yep. Let's see. He has another Monastery Mentor.
He has a choice.
He's Monastery Mentor combo.
Could cast that, or he could level up his Ballista. Oh, I suppose City of Traders means he can do both.
City of Traders. Ballista's a 3/3. Swings for, okay, it's going to be 10.
I'm going to have to build this deck for Monday Night Legacy. This is awesome.
It's not, yeah.
I don't know if this is good. This game's going really well.
Here's going to be another Monastery Mentor. Sure. Dark Confidant. I'm so confused if I'm his opponent now. Oh, you're playing that card too. Okay. That's a card sometimes people play in Legacy, yes.
This is the weirdest build of Dead Guy Ale I've ever seen.
And my Stoneforge Mystic decks, I like to play City of Traders for extra, just for extra fast starts. Flicker Wisp is a play from Koch. Ballista will shoot Flicker Wisp, then deal 2 damage upstairs before it hits the graveyard.
That should close out the game.
Yeah, game 1, Gianna Duan, Bomberman. That's going to take it down.
It's possible that Zachary doesn't know what's up. He did not wait for Dark Confidant to reveal a card. Or maybe decides that wouldn't help him if he doesn't know.
I'm impressed. All right. So if I want to put you in the Death and Tax seat. So you've seen only the cards you've seen out of Bomberman.
Yeah.
What do you sideboard based on that?
So It looks like I want answers to creatures. Obviously, this deck is casting a lot of spells for prowess triggers, but it looks like it's all baubles and nonsense.
Yeah.
So Path to Exile is tempting.
So I would think, I saw Lotus Petal in City of Traders. There's probably Trinisphere, Chalice of the Void, some, I don't know, stupid stuff that happens on the first turn.
Maybe Council's Judgments is probably okay.
Yeah, I could do that. So Path to Exile, Council's Judgment, Disenchant?
I don't know.
I don't know. He didn't play any artifacts.
He played a lot of artifacts. They all sacrificed themselves in some capacity. Unfortunately, Aethersworn Canonist won't stop this kind of big artifact turn.
Yeah. Sanctum Prelate. You actually saw a lot of creatures. This is a tough one. Maybe Relic of Progenitus, just because I don't know what's happening, and this card is never that bad, and maybe I need it.
It can always draw a card.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if your deck uses the graveyard, but if it does, I need to be ready, sort of thing.
I think I'm most strongly interested in Path to Exile, and could see this going a lot of different ways.
Yeah, his deck's playing his deck's playing Monastery Mentor. Sure, I'm in for Path to Exile.
Yep.
All right, on Gianna's side. 4 Tormod's Crypt, 3 Swords to Plowshares, 2 Containment Trees, 2 Disenchant, 2 Aethersworn Canonist, a Phyrexian Revoker, and a copy of Cast Out. That's the card from Amonkhet.
So Swords to Plowshares, reasonable against Death and Taxes. If you think their creature plan's any good against you, slow them down with their hateful creatures there. You could try to bring in some answers to Aether Vial, and you got some options for there. You know, Disenchant destroys Vial, or it can also destroy any equipment that could be giving you trouble. You can Phyrexian Revoker to name those cards as well. You can even bring in your own Containment Priest because it plays well against Aether Vial. I think that one's a little much.
Yeah, I mean, he is playing an Aether Vial deck, so there's an argument for it. It's a creature deck. Swords is good.
Yep.
Yeah. What do you have a read on the Cast Out in the sideboard? Why we'd need that kind of card?
Could be something to do with the fact that it costs 4. This deck is very light on white mana, so it's hard to cast something like a Council's Judgment. You couldn't have answers to anything like that. It cycles, which Oblivion Ring can't, and the deck does make a lot of colorless mana when you have all these 2-mana lands, so that mana difference might not be a huge difference for this deck.
Sure. If you have, I guess, yeah, single white and a stack of colorless is, you're fine. Your Ancient Tombs and City of Traders, why not? Well, Ryan, when you build this deck for Monday Night Legacy, you're going to need some Monk tokens to go with those Monastery Mentors. Fortunately, our Invitational Champion, Brian Koval, has chosen the Monk token, which will be given away all of Season 2 here on the SCG Tour.
Nailed it.
Boom. This is his likeness. It's one of the prizes for being our Invitational Champion, and soon it could be yours. This will be given out starting at our next Open in Syracuse in 2 weeks. And also there'll be any Open for the entire season, all Classics in Season 2, and you can get them at StarCityGames.com. They ship in orders for free from the store. So that will be starting on July 30th. And running through December.
Brian's looking good with the Mock Sapphire necklace with Ancestral Recall in the background, but this would still be pretty cool with Mistra's Baubles and Lotus Petals, Chalice of the Void triggering Monastery Mentor.
Hey, I mean, you have your Black Lotus in this deck, right?
You do. Yeah, Lion's Eye Diamond. That is a messed up Magic card.
Oh, it's just like, it's the joke Black Lotus. It's the bad version of Black Lotus, right?
It is worse than Black Lotus.
I feel like this started, Lion's Eye Diamond started where one day after work R&D, just over drinks, started to have the talk of how bad could we make Black Lotus before people would stop playing it. And so it's like, if we made them discard their hand, you can't even cast anything with it. And then, everyone had a good laugh. I'm like, yeah, we can print that one. And then you think, you could put some real big drawbacks, like pay 10 life. Yeah, I'd probably still play Black Lotus. That made me pay 10.
There's been a couple of rules changes regarding Lion's Eye Diamond and the mana it produces in the time it's existed. I believe you used to be able to crack it on your upkeep and cast a spell you drew for turn, like during your draw step, or even even during your main phase. That was before my time. I think at least like draw step was true. It used to be a very different game. Yeah, this was back when, you know, life totals weren't checked for lethal damage until the end of a phase. Things have come a long way.
Channel's a better card than that one. Yeah, Channel just makes infinite mana.
The mirror, whatever the mirror universe. No, is that right? Maybe that is right. The card that Magus of the Mirror is based off of used to be a lot better. Is it Mirror Universe?
Believe so.
Trade life total. So I'll make my life total 0, and then I'll trade you. That used to be a thing that you could do in the game of Magic the Gathering.
Another result in Craig Lewis, red-green ramp. He wins game 1 over Drake Sasser.
And Zachary taking a mulligan here.
Yes, Mirror Universe from Legends. 6 mana. You can sacrifice it to exchange life totals, but only during your upkeep.
Powerful Magic card.
Powerful, yeah. We definitely need to make that cost 6. Especially with the timing window. Only during your upkeep. So, you know, your opponent's playing burn, you gotta weigh when exactly you want to trade life totals with him, because if you wait too long, you don't get to. It's like mulligans for both players, Koch and Duan. Scry to the bottom for both. Let me start. It looks like Zach on 5. He'll start with Plains, Mother of Runes. All right, see some Bomberman. We saw turn 1 Monastery Mentor on the play last game.
There is a Lotus Petal at the front of the hand.
And a City of Traders. Something good could be coming.
See how many baubles he has for payoff.
Here's City of Traders and Lotus Petal. And Monastery Mentor again. All right. And Lotus Petal make a monk. Nice. Do you have a Swords to Plowshares? That would... And he's still thinking. Is there more? Oh, there's more. Sacrifice Lotus Petal. Swords away the Mother of Runes. Okay. Make another monk token.
Possible the issue being that Gianna is light on white mana sources.
I mean, well, yeah, when he plays his next land, he's going to lose more of his mana.
Yeah.
Thalia is the play from Cook. Off Iganjo Castle, which actually will play nicely with Thalia here.
Ooh.
Walking Ballista on 1. That's going to shoot down Thalia, and here's a swing for 4.
No time to castle that one.
Zachary's down to 17. Looks like Gianna has 2 cards left in hand.
One of them, I believe, Scrubland.
Yep. And we go to Cook. He's got Aether Vial, Rishon Port, and Plains.
Yikes.
So he'll pass, and on upkeep, he will tap City of Traders with that Rishon Port.
So he at least gets to use all of his mana for game actions, but he's just dying to this Mentor.
You can't use mana denial on someone who has 0 mana cards. Mishra's Bauble pumps the team and makes a monk token. Zachary takes 7, goes to 10.
Modern powerhouse, demonstrating its relevance and legacy.
Gianna's teammate Ryder Winsett takes a game in Modern with counters Company.
And yeah, all he's got is Port on the upkeep again.
Yeah, he needs to find a blocker. I mean, there aren't sweepers in Death and Taxes. Not like Umadao's Jite is their sweeper.
Right.
Turn
it takes
1
some time to set up.
Turn 1 Monastery Mentor really puts the pressure on him to have a Swords to Plowshares, and Cook just didn't.
Really happy that, oh no, why do we have these Jacob Wilson tokens? What's going on with that?
Not yet.
We don't got them yet?
No.
This might be our shot. This was our shot to see Brian.
This is the farewell turn. You know, this will be the last turn before they switch over.
That's a shame. Jacob Wilson's last hurrah as the monk token.
Gianna has Zachary down to 6. Looking just to close this out with a couple more swings. So he has another Monastery Mentor in hand. At some point, Gianna will start making land drops, but with Rishon Port in play and your City of Traders, you really don't want to play lands.
Yeah. We better see this Bomberman deck at the DC Legacy Open.
Oh, I look forward to it.
I want to see those Koval tokens in action.
Zachary down to 2. See teammate Michael Kidd, he's watching. Shake of the head. He knows that their team, they're going to have to get all the rest of the games. Because this one is going the way of Bomberman. Land and a swing. And just double checking. Yeah, that's going to do it. Gianna Duan, a convincing 2-0 win.
This is my new favorite deck. It's not particularly close until I play it and learn to hate it.
What I learned about this deck is I like turn 1 Monastery Mentors.
Yeah,
those
that
are
is
great.
Nice.
Especially if my opponent doesn't have removal.
That helps matters. We just run out your baubles so you get an immediate payoff.
So pressure now falls to Michael Kidd and Drake Sasser. Both are down a game. For game 2, we're going to move over to our standard match where Drake Sasser will be on the play against Craig Lewis. We did green-red ramp, a very hyped deck. We barely saw it a week ago at the Open.
I think part of that is the week 1 lists. They were pretty rough lists we saw in articles leading up to it. This one is a bit more refined, as we discussed earlier in the broadcast, moving towards some lower mana plays. Thought Not Seer, 4 copies in the main deck.
Good.
3 main decks, Sweltering Suns as well, which certainly helps against this deck.
Yeah, we're seeing the Ishkanas work their way back in alongside Walking Ballista. The Ballista, a low drop, helps you build Delirium. I do like what's happening.
Yeah, that's a really good interaction. Good stuff in the sideboard as well. It's some Magma Sprays, 3 copies of Magma Spray in the sideboard, which help a lot in this matchup.
So in the StarCityGames.com creature collection, this month's creature is the Goose of St. Traft. It's been available on game night pins and promos, and now is on sale right now. And if you didn't know already, this is actually a parody of the Geist of St. Traft from Innistrad, except this one's a bird. You can get on your playmat, sleeves, and player bundles. All at the store, StarCityGames.com/creature collection.
Bring back Manatiri Mentor.
We see Traverse the Ulvenwald for Craig Lewis. Now, if you were wondering, the desert land here. The Hashep Oasis for Lewis.
And the primary use of this card in this deck is that it casts Thought Not Seer, and it counts as deserts for Hour of Promise. That ability, not good in this deck.
We talked about whether or not to play Shrine of the Forsaken Gods or deserts in this, and Craig says, why not both? 8 deserts, 4 shrines. I got 9 deserts.
I'm mixing chocolate and peanut butter.
Well, yeah, that's just clearly the right play.
It's a combo deck.
Earthshaker Kenra hit by Magma Spray, and for Sasser, there's no follow-up. So both players are just developing their lands. That does not bode well for the red deck. Plays Sunscorched Desert. Have a play here. It's going to be Akum Firebird.
This card does show up in the sideboard a lot of these red decks. Certainly never made the main deck of a standard.
Yeah, swings on in for 3. Thought Not Seer from Lewis. The mono red build from Sasser, this one's very low to the ground. You see Village Messenger, Bomat Courier, both 4 ofs, even playing 4 copies of Reckless Bushwhacker alongside them.
And the Thought Not Seer takes the only spell left over in Sasser's hand, just leaving another Ramunap Runes.
I believe Incendiary Flow to take there at the promo one. Ishkana, the play from Craig Lewis. Now Ishkana here does not have Delirium, but certainly blocks Akum Firebird and Hanweir Battlements.
Yeah, you just kind of have to run that one out there.
Drake draws a card off the top. It is Reckless Bushwhacker. He's got Craig down to 10. Has Ramunap Ruins, 2 of them, and a Sunscorched Desert. So given enough time, he'll have 6 points of burn.
Pretty unfortunate that you can never use the Bushwhacker to pump the tokens from the Garrison.
Raccoon Firebird, you see Drake swinging that one. It has to attack into the Ishkana. Now, when he makes a 6th land drop, he can pay 6 to bring the Firebird back.
Among the weaker rebuy abilities of any Phoenix ever printed.
Yeah, you're still paying a lot for it.
Yeah.
There's a timing window. On Craig's side, though, Hour of Promise is the play. Can you get any 2 lands? Look like Sanctum of Ugin and then a Ramanap Ruins. That Ruins is going to be his 3rd desert.
That means it's zombie time. Makes the blocks even better against the Garrison here.
Yeah, and that's working out just fine. Thought-Knot Seer will hit in. Drake Sasser down to 16. And Walking Ballista, the last card for Craig Lewis. Yeah, and he plays it, getting that bonus mana off Shrine of the Forsaken Gods. And it is a dominant performance here for the team of Duan, Winsett, and Lewis. Duan winning his match in 15 minutes. And a win here for Craig would seal up the round. The 5-0 sweep.
Yeah, definitely has a good board presence here. You just have to worry about just dying to some reach here, those Ramunap Ruins. There were some chip shots here, though won't take long for Craig to close this game. He has a significant battlefield presence now.
Drake just passes. Got Craig down to 8. You see he's left up Desert. The Ramanap Ruins on the incept to put him down to 6, but unclear where those last 6 points are going to come from.
Some of the ways that Sasser is playing to chip through damage. He does have 2 main deck Cartouche of Zeal. That's one we had not previously seen in these decks. Another way to remove blockers, but there's just too many on the other side of the battlefield now.
And steps, Sunscorched Desert sacrifice to put Craig down to 6. Putting that Firebird out of reach.
Wouldn't have been very good even if you brought it back. Running into Ishkana all day for your 6 mana.
Well, he drew a land into the Ruins, so that means he has another 2 damage on end step. Looks like Mountain in hand. Drake can do that this turn and next. But he's running into the problem where he might be losing the race. Lewis makes Ballista up to a 3-3. And now it's getting dangerous.
Pumping the Ballista up 1, going for the kill on the Garrison this turn. Looks like it should be lethal. You have 11 power in the other creatures, as long as the Ballista hangs around for that 12th point. And if any kind of burn spell happens, you'd rather hit the creatures than your face.
Yeah, and it's a pretty safe line to take also because it involves killing your opponent's creature. So their ability to attack back gets less. No pump, just going to go ahead and shoot down the Garrison.
I suppose he has Ramunap Ruins to finish things off anyway.
Right, and here's Traverse.
Maybe another Ballista.
Well, he has Delirium because he put the Ballista in the graveyard, so he's going to get Ulamog.
That one's pretty good too.
And yeah, that's 10 mana. Sure, sacrifice Sanctum Blue and gets another Ulamog. Exiles some Ramunap Ruins. Craig will go to 3. And I like how he does not swing Ishkana here.
Yeah, leaving up that 3/5 reach blocker. Pretty nice here. Going to 3, though, does leave him dead to an Incendiary Flow. He had the option to go for lethal on that turn with the Ballista.
Didn't he? Yeah, we'll see. Can Drake do it? Chandra. That does 2. Not 3.
It wouldn't be able to produce mana to cast anything otherwise.
And that's going to be the game and match, and it's the 5-0 sweep. Duan, Winsett, and Craig Lewis are your winners.